Now, I shared a lot of numbers with you, but we are going to talk about those numbers and what do they mean. Joining us from Azerbaijan, Baku, we have Ahmad Shahidov joining us here on ANews. Mr. Shahidov, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me in your program.
I was actually talking about the numbers in a couple of minutes ago. I assume that you had the opportunity to check the numbers as well. So, of course, the counting continues, but what would you say as of now?
Yes, first of all, I want to congratulate Turkish nation, the population of Turkey, for the next democratic and fair election held today, because Turkey is one of the leading countries in the world that always have a democratic, fair, and safe elections. And today's elections once again showed that Turkey is a strong country, and the people vote for their future, for happy future. And today's elections is very important, not only for the population of Turkey, for international community as well. And from Azerbaijan, we also follow the pre-election period, today's election day, and the results, the early results. And the statistic for now once again show that there will be a new page in next 5 years in the future of Turkey, in regard of the internal policy, internal life, as well as in international life as well. Of course, from point of view of national interest of Turkey, it should be new developments, new steps in life of Turkey. But today's election something different from previous elections, and the results once again showed that something news will happen in Turkey's future life. So I think that the people's needs and expectations from today's elections is very high, and the new governors, the new political leaders that elected today will take Turkey to a more strong and very strategic point in the next 5 years. But for people like we from Azerbaijan, we want and we wish Turkey to be more and more strong, because Turkey is one of the leading countries in the world and the main country in Turkish geography among the Turkish countries. That's why we wish Turkey to be more and more strong with its diplomacy, with its politics, economy, especially with its defense industry. So that's why we wished Turkey to continue its policy in not only in the region and in the world for next 5 years. But once again, today's elections showed that new steps is expected in the next 5 years in Turkey's life.
So the counting still continues. So it is hard to actually say something really solid at this point, because we've only started receiving the numbers, although some of the ballots are counted almost to 80–90%, and we do not expect them to change. But like big cities such as Istanbul and everything, we're expecting the numbers to fluctuate a little bit, and we're going to see how it is going to be finalized in the upcoming hours. And we will talk about it even more. But what I would like to tell you and ask you about is that what you underlined is actually quite important, that in Turkey we always take pride on the election process itself, the election process going smoothly, and Turkish people enjoying it, actually enjoying going to the ballots and enjoying having the right to vote. So it was quite important for us for it to be unfolding safe and sound, and it is nice to hear that it did so. In addition to this, what would you say about although this is local elections, but it is certainly going to affect relationships more or less, what would you say in Azerbaijan, right now, these results, although they're not concrete, what would you say they're going to be shown as?
Of course, first of all, we have to wait till the final final figures, but according to early statistic, we have to say that the new page is open in Turkey's internal policy. But from view of Azerbaijan, from our perspective, of course, we wish Turkey to continue its policy in the world, especially as a country with leading diplomacy, as a NATO member, as leading defense industry. But to be honest, there is no any other way for Turkey to continue this way. There is no other future for Turkey with those political leaders who stands with terror, who stands with those powers who demands so-called freedom to terrorist groups, terrorist leaders in Turkey, because Turkey is the country that suffered from terrorism last 10 years. And now Turkey achieved to clean this terrorist activity inside its territory, and there is no any active terrorist group inside the Turkey. And now Turkey fights against terrorism outside its state borders. It's also very positive achievement for Turkey. But anyway, Turkey is very strategic and important country in the world, and the foreign countries, especially who are against the Turkey, they actively support these terrorist organizations outside in Turkey. And that's why Turkey's foreign policy, Turkey's position in these strategic points have to continue. There is no other way. That's why I hope that the population will vote for continuing this policy in Turkey. And as Azerbaijani people, we also wait from these results, from today's election, that Turkey will continue its way, its policy to development, and to be strong, and to continue its cooperation with brother countries like Turkey, like Northern Cyprus, other Turkish countries, because the alternative of this way is to be under the influence of West countries, under influence of US and Europe, and this is it will not give any future results for Turkey. That's why I hope that today's election will make Turkey more strong. But anyway, Turkey has a very strong history to hold democratic and fair elections, and Turkey is one of the leading countries in the world. And with the elections that held in the past, democratic, fair elections, even United States, France, and other European Western countries, they have not such experience like Turkey has. And today, Turkey once again showed that the Turkish people, they express their own political will and vote for the political leaders, for political parties that they believe and trust. This is the main achievement of Turkish nation that they have, and today's election once again showed that Turkey has a very strong experience, very rich experience to hold fair and transparent democratic elections.
Absolutely. What I would like to finally ask you about the Azerbaijan's perspective. So, what would you tell us about the elections actually? Are they an important deal in Azerbaijan? Do they follow in Azerbaijan? People follow Turkish elections, local elections closely or not?
Of course, Azerbaijani people also very closely follow this election because we are one nation, two states. And after the 44 days Karabakh war in 2020, and all internal political process in Turkey are being followed by Azerbaijani people. And of course, we don't. I don't want to compare the separate political groups, but anyway, Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan and AK Party are very popular in Azerbaijan because Erdogan's foreign policy, because Erdogan's support to Azerbaijan in 2020, and in all fields of life, in all fields of internal life of Turkey, the most of Azerbaijanis are happy to support Erdogan's policy. And regarding today's elections, once again, Azerbaijanis are following for the best results for AK Party, for Cumhur İttifakı, and for Erdogan. So that's why we don't interfere in the internal affairs of Turkey. But anyway, from the perspective of Azerbaijanis, we once again support the AK Party and Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan. That's why. But anyway, we wish all the best for Turkish nation, for Turkey, and we wish Turkey will continue its standing for peace in the region, for peace in the world, for peace in South Caucasus, in Middle East. The only way, the only political power that will continue this policy is Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his political party and his political bloc.
Mr. Shahidov, thank you so much for joining us here on ANews. You
Thank you.
joined us all the way from Baku, Azerbaijan, and we'll continue having our special guests. But let's now continue with our footage.